fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Good morning and welcome to ARL-TV. This is Alex Simpson here, coming live from Zolder for the V8 Supercar series. I'm joined today by Dean Prescott and Andrew Woodhouse up in the booth. Good morning to you fellas.
Good morning.
Morning, Alex.
So Zolder then, V8s, we've changed the scenery from Interlagos last week to
Yes.
European circuit, high curbs, very much a GT style track at the moment, with high curbs and challenging lighting for some, as they say. What do you think we're going to get today?
I think we're going to get some good action. The track's very difficult to get right lap after lap, so consistency is going to be a big key for these guys over this hour-long race. The track itself used to host the Belgian Grand Prix, of course, so it's got a good history. Dean, what do you make of it, mate?
In fact, I actually love this track. It's one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. Not in just this car, but in other cars as well. It is more of a tin-top kind of track than a open wheelers. I'm sure Alex will agree with that one.
Just having a quick look at the standings as they are at the moment. Tommy Kumper leading the way. Very, very consistent season for Tommy. He's yet to pick up a win, but we've seen drivers in previous ARL V8 series win the championship without doing that. So 6 races, 6 top 5 finishes, 499 points. He's looking good at the minute, isn't he, lads?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you say this week in, week out, but he is Mr. Consistent, isn't he? So.
Yeah, you've got Trevor Johnson in second place. He's also had 5 races, 5 top 5s, 435 points, but he has got a win, so definitely probably Tommy's main rival at the moment. Nick Rainbird in third, Tobias Cherney in fourth. Obviously both of those fellas Tommy's teammates, so Lenovo Apex Racing UK, so they're definitely going to be able to give him a little bit of a run for his money, sharing sets and things like that. So it's turning out to be a good championship. I mean, we've got a long way to go, but already the top runners are sort of coming out of the and we're going to see I think we're going to see a great battle for the rest of this season.
Yeah, I agree. I think the main question that we've got to ask about Tommy is, can he win enough races to stay up there in the championship? Because we know Trevor can, we know Tobias can win races as well, so he's going to have to stand on the top step a few times, I think, in order to take the title. I think, boys.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's going to need to do that.
I think last season it was so open, wasn't it, that Marty Atkins and Simon Black they managed to rack up the top 5s in the podiums and things like that, and managed to do well in the championship because of it. But I think this year it seems like there's only 2 or 3 guys who really can win races, so I think he's going to have to join that group.
Trevor
Got quite a
did
lot of
a shocking race here last season, actually. So
yes.
maybe.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, actually, him, Tommy, and I think it might well have been, it's either Simon or Marty, one of the two anyway. I know one of the CST cars was involved in it. Down into turn 2, there was a coming together, weren't they? And I think didn't Trevor end up in the gravel right at the back of the pack and stayed out for a bit and then come in, got his car repaired, tried to fight back and just went from bad from worse, if you remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, one of the things about this track is a few quite large gravel traps lie in wait if you have to make some mistakes, and that's one of the things as well. There's quite a few chicanes, so you can easily get corner cutting and things like that. So you need to be very careful. And as you said before we went on air, Alex, there's on the curbs there's some big horizontal sort of Lego brick type things, aren't they? Can you explain sort of the effect they have?
Yeah, I don't think there's so much of an issue in like the tin top style cars as we were talking about, because they can ride them, but not only have we got the normal curb, but we've also got like the sausage style curb that we're quite used to now. With watched a bit of F1, they normally put that in there just to deter the drivers from cutting the corner too much. But on here we've got on some exits as well as some of the apex as well. We've got another curbing style effect on there, and the best way to describe those would be what you see on the top of a Lego brick. It's just like little stumpy bits. So, and I know on a Formula style car or a single seater, just the bottom of the chassis just basically catches one of those and just sends you flying. I mean, I have literally somersaulted a car after hitting one of them. So deadly in that type of car. I think these will be alright, and Wyatt will give them one great big whack. I think they probably survive, but yeah, it could well pick up some damage though off of it. That's the thing. So it might affect the general handling or straight line speed.
Yeah, 21 drivers have qualified, and it was a very good lap there at the end by Tobias Cherney to take pole position away from Trevor Johnson. He'll be very happy with that. Some of the guys just on their final laps now, but I don't think Trevor's going to improve. Tommy Cumper in 3rd, and Tom Jones up in 4th, guys. So really good qualifying for those two guys.
Yeah, quite a big jump between Trevor and Tommy though. So he took an 0.8 of a second. I mean, it's over a second to his teammate as well. So Tobias definitely looking strong.
Yeah, no Nick Rainbird either today, and he's normally in that gap, isn't he, between the very front runners and the midfield.
Indeed, he did say he was going to miss this one, didn't he? I think last week. So.
Yep, that's right.
6th place we've got Chris Stone, 7th Richard Lucky, Michael Middleton in 8th, Jason Scandalora in 9th, Will Dodd in 10th, Justin Allen in 11th, Kareem Peters in 12th, Harry White in 13th, Cedric Finsack 14th, Steve McPherson in 15th, Isaac DeFigurino in 16th, Craig Jones 17th, Mark Noble 18th, Jamie Fuchs 19th, Nigel Bushell in 20th, Chris Brooks 21st. Chris again with a bit of a shocking qualifier, not sure what's gone on there, so we'll expect to see him driving through the pack. João Oliveira and Roma Alcala take your back row positions.
Indeed. Just throw it over to Dean before the start. Who's your money on, mate, as the guys are gridding up?
It's going to be a tough one, this, looking at the times between Trevor and Tobias. But again, you can't I'll put my teeth back in, I'm sure. You can't knock Tommy Cumper as well, so one of those three. I'd say maybe Trevor, if you can make it through turn 2.
Alright, well, we're just moments away from the start here at Zolder. Alex, who do you think's going to take this one?
I think, to be honest, I think it's either going to be Trevor or Tobias. Can't see Tommy being able to keep up with him that kind of a difference unless he just had a bit of a bad qualifying run. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tobias. I think this is kind of the track that he's excelled on.
Alright, as the revs rise, here's Zolder. And the green light is on in Belgium, and Tobias gets an awful start. Cumper up the middle, Johnson crashing with the midfield. And this is going to be
big.
Oh, that's a That's absolute carnage. And
That
the
was
front,
Trevor that set that going, I think.
was again for the second race in a row here at Zolder. And he's still going, is Johnson, so that's okay for him. The whole front of the field's got away, but the rest of them, well, have a look, just crawling around with damage and... well, that's ruined everybody's race at the back.
Yeah, Trevor's got a rather big dint in the back of that V8, so I'm not sure.
Oliveira and Alcala started from the pit lane, and look at that smart decision.
Yep, absolutely.
So the whole second half of the field has just had their race absolutely destroyed before it's even started. Cumper up into the lead. It was a poor start by Cherney, Alex. He spun the wheels badly.
Yeah, he did. Both the front runners actually just did not get away at all. And
He's having Cumper, he's letting him go, isn't he?
and Trevor's slowing right down as well. I'm not sure if that's damaged. Looks like Chris Stone's got damage as well.
No, Cumper lets his championship rival go through.
And you've got Richard Lucky. I'm just looking at the back of Richard's car. Has Richard got some damage in there as well?
Not sure, it's quite hard to see as you got Stone, and then you got the two Compass cars, Middleton and Scandalera.
Does look like he's got some damage to the rear as well. Does Richard, as well as the bonnet actually.
Chris Stone in that glass tech car, he's had a fantastic start.
And now
He's
the
up into
front's
fourth place.
just going to quickly bring up a bit of a replay actually and see if I can see if we can see what went on.
They didn't even make it to turn one, Alex.
Yeah, unfortunately it was Trevor that got into Tom, and then obviously Tom lost it. Oh my god, it's just literally the guys have had to stop.
And Jones is going to be absolutely gutted by that, because that was his best qualifying of the season.
It's probably the worst start that we've ever seen on an ARL V8 race. I mean, we've had a couple of doozies, I have to say, but that one, whew.
That as well, we were talking about the decision of the guys to come out of the pit lane, but they will have had to have waited for everybody to pass the pit lane exit before they started, won't they? So that meant that they were delayed as well. I think everybody from Trevor Johnson downwards got involved in that crash in some way or another, or at least had to stop to avoid it.
Yeah, just looking at the back of Trevor's car, he's definitely got a lot of damage there. I think he's really going to struggle.
You've got 8 cars who pretty much, well, I say damage free, not exactly, but who got through that, and then they are 13 seconds already ahead of Chris Brooks in 9th. So this field is spread already. And I do feel sorry for everybody else at the back. And in the midfield mostly, I think the guys at the back mostly got away with it, didn't they? Because I think they managed to slow down and avoid it. Jimmy Fuchs up to 11th.
This is kind of where we wish, as a commentator, that you could throw a yellow out there, because such a massive crash in real life would have been red flagged straight away.
We'd have had a restart, and I think you know, it's a shame we can't go back to the start and have a restart there, but because I think half the field would like that, and it's such a shame as well. I think it was shaping up to be a very good race. We had a real massive grid. And, well, half of the grid has had the hope destroyed before it's even begun, like I say. Jamie Fuchs will be loving this, though, 11th place.
Yeah, and with quite a gap as well, so this is just...
Roman Alcala, 12th. João Oliveira, 13th. They started from the pit lane.
Now, the guys do seem to be coming up on some back markers already. I think that's
Isaac. They will be.
Yeah, it'll be Isaac, I think, there. And just moving out of the way. Good driving from Isaac.
I think with Trevor dropping back on lap 3, I think he was just checking to see the car was fine, because he looks very racy again there now, so.
Yeah, he's past Scandalera now. So and obviously has a bit of pace. I would be surprised though, as you said, that if he's got quite the pace he had in qualifying.
Saw Corey Peters there just for a split second, giving it a whole load of drifting. He's coming under quite a bit of pressure.
He's got Craig Jones behind him and Tom Jones as well. Mirror full of Joneses.
It's not unusual, is it?
And in,
Oh dear. You had to do it, didn't you?
as in front, in front of them is Harry White in one of the other booths with the Spirit cars, his teammate. And it's a good little gaggle of four. They've got Will Dodd just behind them. One of the good things, I suppose, if there is any to come out of that crash, is you guys have been able to get back to the pits, use the fast tow, come back out again, and most of them have come out quite close together. So at least they can have a scrap with someone before the end of this race. This 4-car group, we'll keep an eye on them as we go. Tom Jones qualified 4th, didn't he? So he should really be able to make his way through these guys.
Yeah, as we know, it's you know, it's not always easy to put moves on people.
He's having a look.
Having a look. It's just not going to happen at the chicane there, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you're right there, Dean. I think you've got to know that people aren't going to do something silly. They're trying to pass them, especially with all these chicanes as well. The braking areas are quite tough, aren't they, in some cases? And you've really got to be on your guard, I think, if you're making passes as well as defending them. As wide goes Craig Jones.
Yeah, he's got the run here as well. Tom up the inside. He's got the job done, I think. Just make sure he gets the car stopped, and he does.
Yeah, passing his namesake there, and Craig Jones has got a good run out of there. I'm not sure he's going to make a move into this chicane, is he?
He's going to have a look. He's extremely tight.
Inside on the brakes. Tom needs to watch that. Oh, no contact, just. Or maybe there was. I thought Tom would have seen that coming a mile off, boys, and managed to just get out of there. But he seemed to risk staying into the corner, risk the contact.
Yeah, he needs to make the places, doesn't he? So just want to defend hard there.
There was a slight bit of contact, but
doesn't look like there was any damage whatsoever there. So nothing going there, I think. Just a bit of friendly rubbing.
You're right that Chris Brooks had a really bad qualifying 21st. He's now up to 9th already, so it's worked out really well for him in the high roller customs machine. But the top 8 are covered by 13 seconds. They have a gap of 17 back to Chris Brooks. So that first corner, well, it wasn't even the first corner, was it? It was the pit straight on the first lap. Has really helped these front runners. And this is going to make traffic an issue, boys, throughout this race.
Oh, very, very tight here. Harry just getting a little bit out of shape, I think, next to Kareem.
And Quarantine is going through, or trying to go through on his teammate. Oh, White goes wide. And that's allowed Jones to go through. And if he's not careful, Craig Jones is going to come through. And possibly Will Dodd, as someone goes off in the background.
It's just a bit of pressure there. Harry fell to the pressure there, and
oh, very close, Tom Jones.
So easy to outbrake yourself, isn't it, when you're in that situation, when you've got a car following you as Jones lines up Peters, Frenchman, into turn 1.
We've still got this battle going on as well with Stone.
Jones going for the inside line. I think Peters just let him go there. Don't think he wants any part of the Australian.
Yeah, unfortunately we just missed that in typical fashion. Camera jumped away. Let's have a quick little replay.
Will Dodd right behind Craig Jones. Oh, Jones gets a bit sideways. That would be pretty tough to control, but got Will Dodd's going to make a move. Outbreaking into the chicane. Oh, yes. But he's twitched coming out of there as he got the run. Craig Jones not far behind at all. Not going to make a move into the chicane though. You've got to turn while braking here as well in some cases. Not the easiest place to pass. Going to make sure you get everything stopped.
Middleton still putting pressure on Stone here.
Yes. And he's just in front of David Oliver as well, so... Yeah, Johnson's dropped back. I think the damage, like you said, is cost the Englishman there, but... And also Scandalera's not living with the pace of his teammate either, which is a little surprising. Not something we often see, but I wonder if he might have a bit of damage from that as well. Tobias Cherney leads by 3.5 seconds, boys, and he's looking good. Although it has helped him a little bit that the man who was his main competition in qualifying took out half the field.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the leader as he's had no camera time whatsoever.
No, he hasn't, and there's a big battle going on still, boys, for 15th place, or at least a battle possibly shaping up. Peters, White, and Dodge, and Jones.
There's a battle for 12th and 13th, but Romain Arcala just outbroke himself out of the second chicane and maybe hit the barrier. No,
I think he's all right. He's still running pretty well. I think those guys are going to be absolutely ecstatic with this, aren't they? I mean, starting from the pit lane and 12th and 13th.
Oh, contact, Will Dodd and Harry White coming into the final hairpin.
Have a look. It looks like yeah, White outbraked himself there. Similar to last week, Alex, wasn't it? One of the incidents that White
Middleton's
caused.
Middleton's off, sorry guys. Just coming out of the chicane, just got a bit hungry with that gas pedal.
Have a look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, he didn't hit anything, so he can get that turned round. Oh, he can't get it. Oh, he did hit anything. He did hit something. Eventually, did you see that?
I just jumped off it after that.
he went off and he recovered it, and then he spun again on the grass and hit the tyres. So he turned a very good recovery into a crash.
Just some note that Mark Noble is in the pits. Just had a quick look back. Coming down the hill into the first chicane, he outbroke himself and then tried to spin it in the gravel and then threw it into the wall.
That's similar to what happened to Middleton just there.
Theme for the day.
It's a shame for Nobby actually, because he had one of his best qualifying efforts, and he definitely was looking good in practice. Only about 3 seconds off the pace. Definitely looking good. He was telling us last week that he really enjoys this track.
Yeah, just while we're talking, I saw that as well. Just while we're talking about that, just thought we'd give a shout out to Apex Racing League for putting on this series for us. Obviously, Mark Noble, Tom Jones, the main guys behind that. Dean, obviously you have a fair hand in organising it as well, so thanks for that. Just as well as while you're watching the action, don't forget to drop us a message on Twitter or Facebook. We'll try and get to any questions you might have throughout the race.
Yeah, so use hashtag ARL-TV, sorry, ARL-V8, and appreciate the questions coming in.
Yeah, and let's not also forget big shout out for our main sponsor as well, Pagnium Imports. If you want a rig, you live over in Australia, wheel stand, something like that, pop over to their site, pagniumimports.com.au, go check them out. Probably the best place to get away from all those import duties that you would have to pay for all the other competitors' equipment out there. Great products, and real big thanks to those guys for sponsoring us.
Yeah, terrific service they provide to their customers. And now Chris Stone we're looking at in 4th place. He started 6th on the grid, so definitely got the pace to be up there with this group.
We've got a little battle here going on as well between Jamie Fuchs and João Oliveira.
Fuchs to the inside.
Yeah, Fuchs has got damage as well. And camera jumps off and back to the battle between Stone, and then God, it's going everywhere.
There's also another little battle with the leader just right behind, with Will Dodd and Craig Jones. So Tobias is making his way through.
Yeah, Dodd slowed up, and Tobias has gone through.
Fuchs started in 19th place. Currently running in, well, it's 12th now because his teammate's gone through, Oliveira. And Tom Jones, now this will be important for Oliveira if Fuchs can hold up Jones or not, as he's just let him go through.
Yeah, Fuchs is carrying quite a bit of damage on the front of that car, so
I'm surprised how he made it through then so well. The first corner incident.
well, a couple of the guys sort of got involved, but were able to push through before the actual blockage of the road happened. That's the thing. I think it was the people directly behind Tom. They managed to get through, maybe with a little bit of damage, like Chris Stone as well. We saw quite a bit of damage.
As here comes Jones.
Car. But everybody else just got caught in the traffic jam.
Jones is looking to get through as quickly as he can on Oliveira. He's fighting back the Portuguese driver.
That right kink is very difficult to go too wide through.
Yeah, they managed it. Oliveira on the brakes.
Oh, that was close.
He took a lick of paint off that Coastal Kitchenware car. Jones marches on and into 11th place.
Yeah, good lap for Jones there. Got a couple of spots. He'll be delighted with that. Pushing his way back up the field.
And he'll be happy with how quickly he did it as well.
He's got about 20 odd second gap or so to Chris Brooks. The timing screen's fluctuating a bit, so I can't give you an exact figure.
He might be able to, as he goes sideways there. I think he might be able to make up some spots before the end. It'll be tough.
On the straight I've just seen then. I'm not sure who that was.
We've got Chris Stone coming under a lot of pressure here down into turn 1. Holds on.
We've got Will Dodd in the mix, and it was him, and I think Craig Jones may have crashed. Yeah. Oh, Craig Jones crashed, and he ended up right in front of Dodd, and that was just in front of Comper. And also Richard, so the leaders there being extremely fortunate. If Alex can get a look at that.
Oh, Stone at the chicane. I think Johnson's going to miss that.
Oh.
I'm not sure if there was a bit of contact there.
However, one of the Kimmy's Rule fencing cars had to take avoiding action. I think McPherson it was.
Let's have a look back. Let's go on to a replay and see if there was any contact there.
It was in front of David Oliver. Oh, it was. David Oliver there punting him off. And Johnson ended up having to go to the gravel. Oh, but McPherson did really well to avoid that.
Yeah, clear as clear from the replay. Big hit.
McPherson did extremely well not to hit Stone there. So I think that's at least 2 places gone for Chris Stone.
Yeah, he's dropped down to 8th place now, as far as I can see. So
behind both Compass Racing cars. The third of those is in 15th place with Justin Allen. So guys running into each other today. It's not often we see that, really.
No, indeed. I mean, very, very unusual. A very messy start. I mean, the track surface isn't that slippy thing like that from memory. There's quite a bit of grip out there. Yeah, so it's unusual to see.
It's all about braking in this car, though, isn't it? And I think the braking distances are very long, and if you get it slightly wrong, you are going to be running in at an increased speed. We've seen both Dave Oliver and Harry White go into the back of other drivers.
There's so many different lines you can take through that first chicane as well. That's the thing, and some people go in slightly faster, but have very marginally slower exits, and some will go in slow and fast out. And
some people are banging over the curbs, and some not.
I'm not sure if Michael Middleton's got a bit of a problem. It looks like he just let Dave through. Coming up and over the crest.
Yeah, and in fact,
Same again.
Gandalera's let Dave Oliver through as well. Is there anything in that, do you think, boys? Are they
Team order?
working
yeah, I'm
together?
not sure, maybe.
Didn't think Dave Oliver was teaming with the Compass guys, but
Yeah, he's still.
oh, as he goes off the track there, and both Compass guys are going to be furious with that because they just let him through, and now he's gone off the track. I'm surprised that Scandalera's not being very racy today. He's not really being. It's Dave Oliver. He must have damage from that contact, sliding all over the place. Seems like he's got the rear end. He's struggling with though at the moment, even though he hit Chris Stone with the front end of the car.
He's just saying his tyres have gone.
That's not surprising. Only 14 laps into the race. Only about 20 minutes in.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's not
news.
even halfway, so he's going to struggle like mad to make it to that pit window.
Needs a fresh set of boots. And he really needs to drive carefully now because he's been struggling for the last lap or two. And he's still ahead of Chris Stone actually after he putted him off.
2 Food for Spirit cars going hammer and tong at it. Peters and Fuchs, I think that is.
It is. Down the straight, 4th position. Fuchs is going to let his teammate through and very nearly rear-ended him actually. But hopefully he's going to keep the car of Justin Allen behind him. At least hopefully for Peters. And yes, cuts him off.
Gets the cutback though a little bit, Peters.
Allen. Allen almost loses it.
Big old twitch there.
We've seen quite a few entertaining moments from Justin Allen this season, haven't we, on the track? In terms
look
of
down
that,
the outside, going to have to outbrake him. I think he's got it done.
To stop that, yep, there we go.
Gets to slow down as well.
Yeah, that's a double whammy, isn't it? Alex, you know all about that from Formula 1. And it's bad enough to make a mistake, isn't it, and end up in the gravel and slow yourself down, but then to get a corner cutting penalty just adds insult to injury.
Nothing worse, I can tell you that.
That's it, and the leaders, 2 of the leaders are coming here, Cumper and Richard Lucky.
Yeah, all this traffic does seem to be playing into Richard's hands actually.
Yeah, he's closed the gap actually. He was about 3 or 4 seconds behind, wasn't he? And it's only a couple now for the American. As he goes by, does he? Allen, yes.
Very late move for Richard then.
It's a very good move though, because he's put him on the back of Cumper, who's going to have to make his way past Fuchs quickly. Jamie's done a good job. In fact, since his first race in the series, Jamie's done a very good job. Much better effort the last few weeks.
Seems like Cumper might be struggling a little bit out there with a bit of grip, so
Might be. I mean, we've commented before, haven't we, Alex, that he seems to struggle slightly with his tyres.
yeah, and we're reaching that sort of phase as well. 25 minutes down, so we've probably got, 5 more minutes or so before he decides to jump in the pits. It might go a little bit longer.
I think.
Well, he said last week that they sort of just went, carried on, didn't they? So as it burnt, as they started to wear, the car sort of evened out a bit. So, but it doesn't seem to be the case here.
It seems like the sort of track though where the fuel would have more of an effect than tyres, but I suppose you need traction coming out of those slow corners, don't you? And I suppose if he's lacking that, he'll be losing time, and we know that, well, Richard just like his brother Chris, he's good at looking after the car.
Dave Oliver is back past Scandalera. Up at the front as well for P7. P6.
Is Oliver fighting back?
Yeah, just having a look at the table actually. It's a bit strange for Scandalera to let Dave through. As he is in front of him in the standings, but Dave has only clocked 4 starts this season so far.
I wonder if they are working together in some way, because I don't really see any other reason why Scandalera would let him do it. It's not as if Dave's a lot faster than him, so only a couple of tenths a lap faster, so yeah, strange, but you know.
It's probably rear end thinking of the bigger picture there, I think, and working together, trying to get some of their drivers up to the front. At the moment, it's all about the Lenovo and Food for Spirit guys, really.
I suppose as well, after several people bit the dust on the first lap, these guys are in good points playing positions, and it would be stupid to throw that away.
You have to give all sorts of credit to Chris Lucky. Actually, we're talking about him looking after tyres, but you got to remember he's got damage on that car as well, so he really is driving his socks off it.
Oh, he just twitched. Just twitched coming out of one of those chicanes, and he was only a second behind Comper. He's now maybe a little bit further behind. Trevor Johnson and Michael Middleton. In fact, Middleton was only a second behind Johnson, so I don't know what's happened there. With him, he seems to have dropped quite a way back.
Lucky's into the pits as well.
Possibly a lap early for splitting it in the middle, really.
Let's watch his pit stop. Actually, I want to see how long this takes. Give us an idea.
Pretty long pit lane here, actually.
It's slow speed as well.
Yeah, and you've got this. It's quite a tricky pit lane exit. Very easy to get an unsafe release. Unsafe pit lane exit. Sorry. So we'll have to watch this. For Lucky. If you would think he would take tyres.
Just
I don't know if he has.
But Roma's coming back into the chicane, and Roma's going straight through.
Candelera's car up on the track. Jacks in the pits.
Yeah, 18.4 second stop for Lucky there. He did indeed take tyres, and he did have front damage as well, so you saw that once he got himself a new ride.
Well, that's going to be repaired. He's going to be away. Comes out just in front of Chris Brooks there. That's quite important. Just behind Cedric Finsack. So Lenovo, Apex Racing UK obviously work very closely with Food for the Spirit. It's like a sister team. So I can't see that Finsack would cause Lucky too many problems.
No, I should think he'll get a shout just to let him go or pit in this time.
As you can see how much time Lucky's gained there using the curbs.
Ooh. Sorry, Corinthian Peters was in the wall on the final chicane. And Justin Allen and Roma through. So now back in 14th.
Never the place to have a crash, is it? The last corner after the pit lane entry.
It's a tricky chicane, that one, actually. The entrance, the back end wants to just slide it in and give you some extra rotation. But on the exit, too early on the power, and it's coming back round again.
So we have Lucky having a look up the inside of Finsack. And Finsack does dive into the pits.
Brooks pits.
Dave Oliver pits.
Everybody pits.
Well, we are just, like I said, at that halfway stage now, so...
Yeah, Trevor Johnson as well isn't that far behind Richard now after the pit stops.
It's a tricky little pit lane, actually, when you look at him go through there.
Trevor Johnson will have repairs, won't he now, boys?
Yeah, he'll have...
I don't think he pitted though, did he? So he should have his fast turn.
Yeah, he's not pitted yet, so when he does...
Well, he's only a second or two behind Richard though, so...
Oh no, sorry, I lie, he has. 15.89 seconds.
He'll really be able to push on now, though, won't he? Because he might finally be able to reach the pace that put him on the front row.
Just having a look at
Obviously
this
before
pit
any
lane
damage
battle
occurred.
between Brooks and Finsack.
Yeah, it looks
Nothing
like Finsack's going to retain it.
Yeah, 19.7 as opposed to 21, so
That's the lead at pits.
much better stop there for him.
Tobias Cherney pits from the lead.
Do we know if Joel Oliver and Stephen McPherson have pitted yet?
Oliveira has
Oliveira
pitted.
has.
Yeah, Oliveira has pitted, but Steve has not.
Not only did McPherson have to dodge the first corner, or the start line melee, he also had to dodge Chris Stone's car in the middle of the track. It's not been the easiest race for him. As
See Tobias flying out there in front of Oliveira.
Compass staying out then. So he was complaining about his tyres, but it's obviously not too bad for him.
Well, we saw how this worked for him. The halfway point of the last race, he just sort of fell to a pace, but then he was able to maintain that for quite some time, and then the fresh rubber towards the end really helped him out.
He had been slightly quicker than Cherney on for the previous laps, so Roman Alcala getting well out of the way there.
And Tom Jones and Peters having a battle.
Has Alcala got damaged because he's just letting people through left, right and centre? Not really sure what's going on there because he's racing some of these boys.
He has big time damage on the front of that car.
So the American there, the owner of Lenovo's team.
And a new father, actually, as well.
Yes, indeed. I think we mentioned that last week. If not, well, congratulations again. And he posted
Makes a mistake there in front of White.
Peters, was it?
Yeah, and we've got Peters off as well. He's in the wall crabbing big time, so that's another trip to the pits for him. Oh, I guess Roma's coming in as well. He is.
And Roma
see
was
the front right damage on that, big damage as well.
Roma was watching his first with his son, his first ARL race last week. So start him early, Alex.
Yeah, Kumper's just done his pit stop as well, 17.5, only a lap after his teammate, so not going to gain too much there. But will he get out in front of Lucky? Let's just keep an eye on it. Oh, there's Rich. That's very close. He's just about done it.
And they've got Trevor just behind them lurking. So this is going to be the battle then for second.
We know Finsack's pitted as Chris Brooks and Tom Jones.
Yeah,
Jones has been
yeah,
in.
both have.
Just looking, these three guys are starting to bunch up a little bit here.
Yeah, this is going to be the battle that's the main battle for the rest of the race. You would think. Comper ahead of Lucky, ahead of Johnson. I don't think Mark Noble's too happy with the start. And I don't blame him, to be honest.
Oh, wow, that is very, very tight between these three guys, isn't it? Tommy Comper, Richard and Trevor Johnson.
It is. Where's Cherney in relation to this then? About 10 seconds up the road, so that's worked out really well for Cherney. Worked out very well.
Yeah, the gap 14.9 seconds as it stands, so just needs to keep his nose clean.
Did he take any tyres there in the pits, Cherney?
He did as well. Everybody took tyres as far as I could see.
I think it's a smart move, isn't it, on this track?
I think the only person who might not have done is Oliveira with a 12.2 second stop. But that was a second stop, so he's probably already had fresh rubber at that point. So
Gained him a couple of positions. As Finsack's in the top 10 again. He's just ahead of Chris Brooks, so and Tom Jones is going to join this battle as well soon, you would think.
Yeah, if Brooks and is it Finsack start battle?
Yeah.
Tom should soon catch up.
Comper's pulling away a little bit from Lucky here. Now I expect that with the first few laps of the tyre, because he'll just be a little bit fresher.
Yeah, I kind of expect Richard to be stronger later on. Sorry, Dave.
Just bring Trevor Johnson right up his sphincter.
Does it?
That's twice I've stole your.
You can't. I know, can't keep doing that. Johnson's right there though, and now that Johnson seems to have had his car repaired, he's going to be a big threat to this second place, isn't he?
I'd have to say at this point, I mean, you would almost say he was favourite for P2. He's so quick in comparison to the qualifying times that we saw from Comper and Lucky. So he's just got to find his way past.
Yeah, these guys are tough to pass though. I don't think it's not going to be easy for him.
Yeah, 23 minutes to go, so he's got some time. No need to rush. Don't need to rush it at all.
I do think he has to get past Lucky relatively quickly though. As here he goes.
He's not going to do it like that though.
No, he's not. And I think though, while he can still see Comper, that's fine. But I think you just want to let Comper get too far in front. Neither does Lucky, for that matter. But I think Lucky will be stronger towards the end of the stint, as we said.
Yeah, Lucky's problem is he's not focused on the person in front of him. He's having to do, check his rearview mirror as well. You just start missing apexes and just losing, 10th here and a 10th there.
And you can see just how that's affected him already. He's dropped back quite a bit from Comper, 2 seconds nearly now. So driving with his mirrors, as they say, isn't helping the American.
Yeah, it looked like he went in a little bit deep there. Trevor's got a good exit. Might have a little look. Lucky going defensive. Trevor late on the brakes up the inside.
Lucky.
Oh, that was close.
Good driving from both men there to avoid contact. Lucky positioning his car very well.
Tell you who is on a move. Tom Jones. Sitting down in 11th, chasing down Chris Brooks. Last lap round, Chris Brooks at a 136. Tom's in a 134.
Yeah, these guys are going to be. Jones only 4/10 off the leader's pace that lap, so he's flying, and you can tell as well. The way he's throwing the car around. He looks controlled and he's pushing hard.
Yeah, you can sense a pretty decent finish here as well. I mean, he's in the realms to catch Cedric Finsack as well, which would put him in 9th, I think.
Would. Yep. It would. I mean, if he was to finish 9th, he started 4th and got caught up in the melee at the beginning, so actually that wouldn't be a bad finish for Jones there.
I think if you can pull away a top 10 finish after a start like that, you'd be pretty happy.
And he's got every chance of doing that as well. Not going to be easy passes these, but I think he's got enough pace in the car to make that work.
Roma coming out of the pits.
Yeah, men.
Tom does have good sense of patience as well.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't really do anything rash. As here he is behind Brooks already. Got to surely see him move down into the chicane.
Yeah, he carried a lot more speed to that corner as well, side by side. It's all about the braking. In fact, it's not about the braking, it's already done.
Braking's irrelevant this time. That's half of the job done for Tom Jones. Just got the Lenovo driver Finsack, who we mentioned last week, has moved up the grid with this Lenovo team, and he's doing a good job again. He's in the top 10, very solid.
Yeah, that's the thing, you want to fight and hold on to this position, but I think ultimately he's going to just sort of bide his time and not fight it too much. He'll still get top 10 from this.
Yeah, Jones got much better exit than him there.
Jamie Fuchs just in front as well, so he'll be moving out of the way surely.
Yeah, the sister team too.
Oh,
the Spirit, he's walked him a little bit there.
Yeah, certainly not the place to do it. I think he just messed his lineup altogether there, and it's nothing worse than when you've got a bunch of lapping cars coming up behind you, putting pressure on you. How often do we see that, where they make a mistake? And Brooks running very, very deep as well.
Almost allowed Brooks to get back past Jones there. That would have been what Tom wanted. It's Finsack. Not a great line through that first corner. Sorry, second corner.
Holding a defensive line, but it does affect his exit, so
Should be alright down to the chicane this time, but Jones is quick in the middle sector.
Yeah, Jones' car looks quick as well in a straight line.
Yep, he's on the money at the moment, is Tom Jones.
We've got Lucky as well coming under an awful lot of pressure here from Johnson. Nothing between them on the last time by. That time's almost identical.
Jones is right behind it now. He's surely going to get a run. But he's one line through this right hand there. Down the back straight, Finsack defends and then chops across a little bit. Don't want to be doing too much of that, Cedric.
yeah, it just caused Tom to have another little dab of the brakes on the exit of that as well. So
Well, it did its job, I suppose. It kept him behind. Frenchman doing a good job of defending. And he'll get a good exit there out of that final chicane. Jones shouldn't really be close enough unless he wants to have a lunge into one. It's a tough one. It's a very difficult corner to get right, turn one.
Much better exit.
When he keeps the inside.
Oh, that was close. We were just watching it from the gearbox camera.
Oh, very wide, Finsack, and he's lost the position.
Is he going to hold on to Brooks? Is Brooks going to have a bit of a run of him as well?
Brooks is too far back for that one, I think.
I don't know what the lap times are relatively between those two.
Brooks did a 37.9 that last lap, so
Finsack did a 36.8, so...
And what we have missed is we've missed Johnson getting past Lucky. So just have a quick replay, see if we can catch where that was.
Typical again, like you said. Lucky's not going to give up on that one though.
Yeah, going down into the last chicane here. I think he just got his line wrong, and Johnson just got a much better exit out of that final chicane.
This is not what Tommy Cumper wanted to see, boys, but definitely it might actually help Lucky because he can now follow Johnson, and maybe Johnson can drag him up to Cumper. No, but Johnson looks very quick since the pit stop.
Yeah, he's got that fresh car underneath him, and he's just been able to push on with it.
He was held up about a second a lap behind Richard Lucky, sorry. Both done it now, Alex. As
I'm sure he'll forgive us.
Commentated on his brother for 2 seasons, or 3 seasons possibly. As Chris Stone is just in front of Scandalera now, so this is going to be a good battle. 7th position. Oh, Scandalera's nearly lost it. That allows Stone to escape. They'll just take you through the running order then at the moment. Tobias Cherney. He leads by 18 seconds. A phenomenal performance by him today. Thomas Cumper in 2nd at the moment. 4 seconds ahead of Trevor Johnson, with Richard Lucky in 4th. Michael Middleton 5th. Dave Oliver in 6th, Chris Stone 7th, Jason Scandalera 8th, Tom Jones in 9th after getting past Finsack and Brooks, who are 10th and 11th. João Oliveira is his first car a lap down, he's 12th. Justin Allen 13th, Stephen McPherson 14th, Jamie Fuchs 15th, Isaac de Figueiredo 16th, Nigel Bushell 17th, Roman Alcala, like he's retired.
he's just come back in.
Was 18th. Will Dodd 19th, still running 5 laps down, and he'll be disappointed as well because he qualified very well in the top 10 And
Sorry to interrupt you here,
work out for him.
Andrew. We got Finsack coming under a lot of pressure from Brooks. Finsack obviously trying to hold on to that top 10 finish.
Two different lines used by Finsack there, Dean, as we saw just a few laps ago. It's quite interesting to see how different drivers approach the circuit.
Yeah, with I'm mainly racing multi-class racing now, so it does affect.
Different approach, isn't it?
Just give you different speeds in and out of the corner, so maybe the tight one is a little bit better for him, but
I suppose with the multi-class racing though, mate, as well, you've got to anticipate when you're going to catch the slower cars and when faster cars are going to come through. So you change your driving style accordingly, don't you?
that is correct. And we have actually raced here this season, so that was quite a tricky track to get past the MP4s in the DP.
I suppose as well, Alex, it depends on the setup you've got on your car as well. Finsack's setup might be just allowing him to drive into the corner a little bit tighter, as he seems to be doing, and getting decent exits out of it.
Yeah, exactly that. It might set it up to have a balance that, it just sort of rolls into the corners a little bit better, so he can drive it in a little bit deeper. And he's got the balance for the exit then.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's not. Oh, there's contact there. Oh, Brooks is round. Oh, right in front of the leader as well. That could have been nasty for Journey. See, that 18-second lead flashed in front of his face.
I'm not sure if Cedric just got a little bit sideways out of that final.
What exactly happened there in terms of... Just have a look. A bit messy, to be honest. Didn't really... Oh yeah, he just got sideways coming out of the corner. There was nothing really Brooks could do. He was wanting to get on the power as quickly as he could. Tries to get the run down the main straight.
I think Cedric went a little bit deep into the first part of it, so...
Very nearly took out the leader though. Journey will be... well, like I say, requiring a new change of pants, I think, after that one.
Yeah, just to keep you up to date with what's going on between Tommy Kumper and Trevor Johnson. Tommy was actually 0.3 of a second faster that last lap by, so I think that late pit stop, slightly fresher tyres is helping Tommy out. And I think it's going to be a tall order if Trevor's going to catch him. He's going to need to start picking up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, we've only 10 minutes left. Johnson's a couple of tenths quicker than Lucky, a couple of tenths slower than Kumper, so... It's interesting actually, based on the qualifying times, you would have thought that Johnson would have the edge on Kumper. But it's a long race, it's an hour race, it's not all about qualifying, is it? And I think we're seeing that, we saw last week in Formula 1, Red Bull, excellent in qualifying and mediocre in the race.
Yeah, much like the F1, it's all about the tyre wear as well. The car can be set up well for one lap pace, gets the best out of that fresh rubber, but if you haven't got the consistency in the car for the long run, then you're going to struggle.
Into the final chicane.
And that might allow Johnson through. Sorry, I was looking at the lapped car. But the lapped car was Richard for a second there.
Yeah, I think at this point now Richard should just be stick to his pace, just look after the car. He's got a big gap behind him, so...
Yeah, it's only 6 seconds to Middleton though, so needs to keep it on the island. Alex as well, a lot of the drivers set the car up based on one lap pace, don't they? Some guys don't actually run long runs during the week.
Could be, I think drivers have one or two approaches, and that is either they set the car up for the race, they start with the heavier fuel and get the car dialed in, and then just take it out for the qualifying, or they spend a lot of time on the on the one lap pace. And
I think the former option's the easier, isn't it? Because I think it's easier to drive the lighter car in for a qualifying lap, because you are going to go quicker, aren't you, than it is to drive to put a load of fuel into a setup which you've tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ultimately the fastest is going to be to tune a one lap run and a race set to do what you need them to do, but you know, we only get a week. That's the thing, and I have to say it can take longer than that to do. I mean, I know my personal experience, I do one or the other very well, and the other one not quite so good. So you sort of have to pick and choose, and we get a lot of updates as well, and that can really affect things as well. So this car has had quite a few updates this season, so they kind of had to throw away all their last season's sets, so they can't sort of rely off them. And you know, the best drivers out there are the ones that can sort of dial in that set really, really quickly, and they can do their qualifying run on a dedicated set and then have a race set underneath them that is just as equally as good.
Yeah, it's very similar to Formula 1 in a way, because in that series even the drivers get many updates and upgrades nearly every race they go to. You've got to learn driving the car again, haven't you? It's difficult with the new build to get used to it.
Well, the tyre model changes that we had this time by, you know, completely changed most of the cars I think that was out there. There wasn't many that I didn't hear a lot of people say how different it was, or setups were completely changed. So
I think the changes have been good, though. I think they've increased the realism level. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, for the most part, I think that, you know, from the cars that I've drove since the change, which I think was the MP4, the DP, and the Williams, I think that felt pretty good. I mean, like I say, it's all about a learning curve, just getting back used to it, setting the car up, and once you find the balance in the cars, then you find your pace.
Lap 33 of the ARL-TV V8s. Woodhouse, Dean Prescott and Alex Simpson. Sorry, Dean?
P12 and P13 between Oliver and... as I clicked the wrong way.
Justin Allen, yes. Correct.
Allen coming into the final hairpin was on the grass braking, and it's never a good sign.
Oliveira's struggling badly there, Dean. I think he had a slow lap last time round.
Yeah, and Allen's having a look around the outside now.
He's 5 seconds slower than Allen. Oliveira well to the inside. That can't help. It's not going to help him defend, surely. Is it going too tight? Although he can get a nice drive out of there. Looking round the outside of 2. Got one of the other Compass cars behind him actually coming to put a lap on him. I believe. Yes, it is. Ooh. A little bit sideways there. I see Dave Oliver still maintaining his position over Chris Stone. I wonder if Stone could get up to him, whether Dave will let him through because of the incident they had earlier on. Would be good driving from him to do so. Stone lost a lot of time in that crash.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go, so just a few laps really for him to do that.
3.4 seconds is the gap between second and third now. Compared over Johnson. Tommy. He looks pretty solid today, doesn't he? I think again, consistency is the name of his game this season.
As is every season, really.
Well, yeah, it's true. He's really he's one of those drivers, isn't he? He rarely has a bad race.
I just want to give a shout out to the leader, actually, Tobias. He's not had too much coverage today. To put it into some sort of perspective to how his race is going and how well he's driving, he's 19.8 seconds in front. Last time by, Tommy Company did a 35.5, and I think Johnson was a high 35.4 or something like that. Tobias did a 34.7. So,
and he's 20 seconds in front. He doesn't have to push.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic drive from him. So smooth out there, and yeah, very deserved victory if he brings it home. You know, let's touch a bit of wood and hope I haven't cursed him with like an engine blow or something silly.
Yeah, I'm on board with the leader now. Dean, I wonder if you could just take us through the Zolder circuit with the leader. Alex, are you good with that?
Yeah, we're all good.
Where are we up to? Just lap 1?
Just come round turn 1, yeah.
Very sideways, actually. Turn 2. It's been a while since I've driven this track, but I think in this car you don't...
Got on the way!
Turn 4, you're short shifting all the way around to keep the back end in. That bit of a concrete on your left hand side, your braking point, again down into third. Now it's flat out all the way. I can't see because of the roll bar, but the 100-meter mark, braking point turning, you can hit both curbs just like you did. Take it wide over this crest. It just settles the car a little bit, short shifting, hitting the curbs, down into first for this. Takes a lot more curb than I would have, and it's spat him out wide, so he's short shifted into second, up into third, short shift again. Over this crest the car gets very light and he short shifts over into fourth, and you saw he got very light, down again into first for the final hairpin. Now it's hard on the power, flat out all the way, ride the curbs, listen to that beautiful sound. And he's coming just before the bridge is your braking point. Down into first. Some people tend to take this in second.
Did hammer that curve, didn't he?
Short shift into third again. Short shift for fourth. And he's back into fifth and coming around to start his next lap.
In turn one, as we can see here, the back end wants to go very light on the exit as well, doesn't it? It's going into the corners okay, but then it's bumpy, isn't it, in the middle?
It's bumpy in the middle, it's blind, it's tighter than you think. The exit is wider than you think, so you think, oh, I'm going to have to slow down a bit too much here. And you find yourself in the middle of the track and losing speed, actually, so...
Yeah, that's good.
Trust the car.
Yeah, it looked like a good lap there, Dane, thanks for that. As, Alex, he looks pretty settled, doesn't he, Tobias?
Yeah, he had that tiny little moment through turn one, but apart from that, just yeah, looks really comfortable with the car that he's got underneath him. I mean, tyres are old now as well, and he's not really having to fight it too much. So, you know, testament to the Lenovo lads with how they've set the car up this week.
Yeah, and I think the amount of short shifting that was being done on that lap, which Dean mentioned, that might have been one of the reasons why he's so quick, because he's keeping the traction, isn't he? Over all these crests and over all the bumps, not letting it get away from him at any point, and he's not wearing the tyres either by doing that.
Yeah, that's the key thing. I mean, a lot of drivers who jump straight into this car obviously want to try and take it through its RPM range, through all the gears, and really thrash the pants off it, but it just doesn't work like that. You just can't do that. You're getting the best drive out of those lower gears because the traction's better, so that's the key thing.
Yeah, and as we enter the final, have we got the white flag yet?
We're at the hour mark, so...
Yeah, we've got, according to the clock, we've got a minute 45 to go, so Tobias might just make it round for one more, so he could end up doing a lap more than everybody else.
Richard Lucky's only 3.5 seconds ahead of Middleton, who's had a very strong second half of the race. And he is closing up. I don't think he's going to have enough time though, as Chris Stone has got past Dave Oliver. So
I'm guessing Lucky must have had a bit of a bad lap that last one. 36.2. Not. Middleton's not really. Yeah, Middleton's not really catching him up enough. I think 2 laps to go.
He had one lap which was a 37.9 a few laps ago, but that might have been when he even got passed by Trevor. So I just think he doesn't have the pace in the second half of the race. But I'm sure Lenovo and Food for the Spirit will have a look at that and see what they can do.
Just keep an eye on Tobias. He is indeed going to make it through for another lap.
Speaking of Lenovo, Alex, they're going to be extremely happy with this, aren't they? I mean, a 1-2.
Yet again they've been strong.
And top 10 actually for all of them.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4 and 10. And no Nick Rainbird as well, so that's even more impressive for them this week. And Food for the Spirit picking up P4 as Finsack going... having difficulties at the final chicane again.
Yeah, Compa makes it through as well. I think Johnson's going to, so... The white flag has indeed come out, so it's the last time around.
So it's actually been an hour and 2 minutes this race so far.
As well, he has, as you said, he hasn't really had any camera time, Churny. He nearly loses it coming over the crest there. But he has had he's had a smashing drive, hasn't he, today?
Yeah, pretty faultless. I mean, the only real slip that we saw was at the start, where he just got a little bit sideways.
Yeah, that might have caused some of the difficulties actually. Although I think Johnson, maybe Johnson got a little bit excited that Churney got such a bad start.
You see that often actually. You see the drivers in front, they just drop it a little bit too early, a little bit too much, and he got sideways. Poor old Tom Jones got involved in it, and then yeah, well, all hell broke loose.
Because they think, oh, he's got a bad start. If I go now, I'm gonna get even further in front. But as Churney comes over and he takes the win, here is Zolder.
Drifting through that last part of the chicane, so having a bit of fun there.
Brilliant driving from him, and he takes the win by well over 22 seconds. Fantastic.
Yeah, Tommy Compa just pulled away actually from Trevor Johnson really towards the end. He's going to
Really
come across
good
for
job.
second.
And Johnson, would you believe, finishing third after causing that mayhem. That's it. He's got out of jail there, hasn't he, boys?
Looks like he's had a bit of an incident actually, Trevor. Front left of his car looks a bit dented.
I think it was possibly with Chris Brooks. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he said something over the radio, so I don't think he was too happy with the High Roller Customs man.
Lucky holds on for fourth. Middleton takes fifth. Stone comes across sixth.
Yeah, Stone's just come over as Oliver's struggling, isn't he? He just doesn't have the car underneath him in this second stint whatsoever.
Yeah, Scandalora couldn't take advantage of that though. He comes across in eighth.
Oh, there he is at the back, yep.
Tom Jones.
Of course.
Ninth place, Tom would be delighted with that.
Yeah, and he was still in the lead lap as well after all that. Well played, Tom.
Cedric Finsack. He
Finsack's through in 10th.
10th. He got lapped, so takes that 10th spot.
Yeah, Cedric will be delighted with another top 10 finish, I think. He had a good race last week, didn't he? And I think he's just carried on again. Just turning our thoughts to next week then. Where are we next week exactly, boys?
Phillip Island Endurance.
Hour and a half long.
Yeah, so the V8 Supercar returns home for that one. And
busy day for me, I know that, so
it will be indeed next week.
Broadcast, the World Championship Series finds its way to Suzuka, so we wish our drivers the best in that. And then I've got my Road to Pro race at Virginia.
Yeah, and this week as well, you're fighting to get a good result again this week. Whereabouts are you tackling this time around?
Zandvoort this week, so...
How's it going?
I'm struggling a little bit, I have to confess. Car's not quite underneath me as I want for qualifying, but I've done the opposite. I've been working a lot on the race set this week to find something that's really consistent and drivable, and hope we're there. I'm not sure we've got outright pace, but hopefully it will stay on the track. I think that's the key thing around Zandvoort.
Very difficult circuit, Zandvoort, over the Dutch Grand Prix back in the 70s and 80s. 60s in fact as well. There's see some celebratory donuts there from Compa. He's very happy with his second place, obviously.
Yeah, again, it's just great for his championship. While not the overall victory, still got good points. It's making it difficult for his rivals to catch him up.
Yeah, I think we should just go back to the start, guys, and just take a look at this before we have any interviews. What do you say?
I'm just actually having a look at it now myself.
Because I think we need to really dissect it all. What to Johnson there?
Just looks like he's
Because it looked like Compa got an amazing start, doesn't it?
He went straight through into second, challenging for first.
So
Looks
bad.
like Trevor just got bogged down and Tom got an excellent start, went for that little gap. Trevor
In fact,
saw
yeah,
I'm just gonna watch it. Just gonna.
Tobias got a poor start. Compa got an amazing start. Oh, that's the Jonesy.
Just having a look at the cars. How many got involved? Yeah, that's.
Did you get that, Dave?
I'm just trying to listen
on the chart. Yeah. Trevor and bloody.
Yeah, it was Trevor that got into Tom, and then Tom basically ricocheted off the wall, didn't he? I'm just sort of pausing it, and then. Oh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 7 cars made it through.
And then there was 12 in the back.
Yeah.
Was there anybody who didn't hit anything? I think the high roller customs car at the very back was that Chris Brooks,
Yeah, that's Chris Brooks.
who had a poor qualifying, and he'll be ruining that poor qualifying now. I think he made it through without doubt. He had to stop completely.
Do you know who you have got there? Look, you got Cedric Finsack, like recovering right at the back there as well.
He was last, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he had damage as well. So I tell you what, that 10th place from him is equally as good as what Jones's 9th is.
Yeah. What sort of impacts did he take, Finsack?
Let's have a little look at it back again from.
Oh, it's not. It's quite a heavy one actually. Oh, and he's facing the wrong way, so he gets it spun round, which is clever. He gets it spun round, and then he sets off on his way. But the guys in the pit lane were waiting for ages, weren't they? I think.
Yeah, at least they had fresh cars. That's the thing. I mean, that's why their race wasn't affected too greatly. Didn't really have a run at the front, but
Unfortunately, Alcala and Oliveira. Well, Alcala didn't have a very good race in the end, and Oliveira did have a decent race. These boys, I think, starting from the pit lane was a very wise idea, though.
Yeah, it looks like
That's
Finsack hit Tom Jones and then got rear-ended.
That's definitely one of the biggest crashes we've seen on ARL-TV.
let's
Ever.
just jump on board with Tom and see what it's like
What it's
from
like to
his
be in the middle
point,
of that.
his point of view.
Oh dear. I bet this is an interesting watch.
Ah, as the server just kicks out on us.
And he got a fantastic getaway. And he had a gap to go into as well. Unfortunately, Trevor was sideways in that gap. Jones was... Oh dear.
God, it does not look good.
He's not good at all. Oh dear. At least he went up in the air. Because, I mean, look, did you see the gap he had? The gap was opening, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what I am going to do is I'm going to look at it from Chris Brooks' point of view, because surely he will see everything.
Right at the very back, yeah, and he finished 11th.
And he just crawled off the line as well. It was such the right decision to do. Ah, you can just see cars flying. He's hammering on the
He's
brakes.
hard on the brakes.
And then he realised he's got nowhere to go. It's like...
And he tries to get through, that's Bushell, and then he tries to...
Oh, he did get a bit of damage as well from...
He was just a bit eager, wasn't he, trying to get through? If he'd have just stayed where he was, he wouldn't have got any damage out of that at all. Jamie Fuchs made it through quite well there. And Trevor Johnson, how did he get through there all intact?
Yeah, Chris Brooks actually made it up to 102 miles per hour before realising he had to slam on the brakes.
I must admit, when he saw cars flying in front of him, you can just see, can't you, in the distance, just the car just going up in the air, and he just hammers the brakes.
Ticked on through some tulips there as well.
I must admit, mate, if that was me, I'd have seen that car. I'd have seen cars crashing. I'd have probably tried to get through it, but it wouldn't have gone. Oh God, it's a traffic jam, isn't it?
That's the oval coming through on you, that one.
I think it is. Oh. If in doubt, put your foot down and try to miss it, yeah. Dear me.
Close your eyes if you need to.
Yep.
Right, does look like we've got Dave Oliver in the interview channel, so...
This should be interesting.
Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, fellas. How are you?
We're actually just looking back at the carnage on this start-finish, so...
Yeah, can you take us through your start, Dave, and how it went?
I probably didn't get the greatest start, bit too much wheel spin, and then all of a sudden you have, was it Trevor and Tom, getting a bit squiggly, and the next minute Tom's coming across from me. I'm going, oh crap, the wall's coming fast. And the next minute I kind of get past him, and Tom's must have just grazed me, and the next minute he's spinning, and the next minute there's a boom crash opera, and you know, flips and tricks and everything. Like, I marked it a good 8.9 out of 10. But yeah.
You got quite lucky actually, didn't you, with the contact, because you kind of just scraped down the side of Tom's car, didn't you? And then just a slight clip of the wall. It could have been a lot worse for you.
Yeah, it could have been.
Just looking back at it from your gearbox, Cameron, that was rather interesting.
Yeah.
Can you take us through actually what happened with Chris there in the middle of the race?
Yeah. Pretty much we're having actually a really good battle. Caught up to it. Well, I think we were about, I don't know, a second or two apart, and then caught up to him. And pretty much I was just a bit too close and got caught out by when he was braking, and I've locked up the fronts and I've tried to unlock it, but I've just hit him, and I've gone, okay, it's just going to push him deep, and he'll get a slow down, and I'll slow down. But it must have been just as he's turned in, just turned it in, and the rear end's gone on him. I'm like, oh no.
You have damage at the end there, mate. You seem to struggle at the very end of the race.
Not really any damage, but yeah, just the tyres were going off, and it's funny, I even put the pressures up thinking, oh yeah, this will be a good, and yeah, they just were like ice. This place is, yeah, very weird with traction, so you'll be right one lap, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you'll feel like ice, and especially if you cook them, or if you don't have enough, if you're not going hard enough to, like in real life, if you don't go hard enough, you don't have the heat. So, but yeah, I figured where my pressures would be, and I was at least 15 degrees off the what I thought I would be at the end of the race. It's probably because I was just going that slow and that rubbish, to be honest. Must have been all that time down in Melbourne last weekend, thinking that, watching the F1s.
Yeah, so we're at Phillip Island next week, Dave. Endurance, so an hour and a half. I think we're going to limit it to 70% fuel as well, so how are you looking for that?
Back on home soil. Finally, in a track I actually like. Zolder, far out. I'll be happy to see that in the rearview mirror. But I think oh, sorry.
No, good.
I was just going to say, pretty sure last season I went fairly well there, and that would have been, I think that was a few races in, so that was probably still when I was finding my feet and in the series. So, but yeah, hopefully we can work together with the team and get a decent setup that works there. And especially being an enduro, we're going to have to make sure the tyres and stuff last, and because that is a very tyre killer track.
I'm just trying to get the tables updated, so bear with me.
Alex, have you got anything for Dave there?
What? The only thing I have really got to say is, Dave, can you PM me at the end of the race with your new team name? Because obviously I'm still showing you as High Roller Customs, which we can clearly see you're not anymore. So we'll get the overlay updated so we get the right team name in there.
Yeah, not a problem.
Right, the table should now be updated. If you want to have a quick
So Dave,
cut to that.
So Dave, well done today, mate. 7th. I think that's pretty good after the first lap, anyway.
Yeah, what could have been? Yeah, 7th. I'll take it. You know, I'm not. I was hoping for a 5th, but you know, Mike Middleton and stuff from our sister team, he did really well. I was actually pretty impressed, especially after his spin towards the start. I think it was about a quarter way through. So to come back from a spin and get 5th, I'm really impressed with Mike.
He hit the wall as well, didn't he? He hit the tyres, spun off, and then he recovered it, and then as he was recovering it on the grass, he spun into the tyres, so probably cost himself 10 seconds at least there, so he might have even finished 3rd if he hadn't have done that, so yeah, good effort, I think.
Really? Oh, that sucks. Because I knew that he was up there, and I'm pretty sure it must have been Richard, like he was either fuel saving or his tyres were shot, so yeah, he could have got up there, like, to spin here, pretty much, it's easily going to cost you 10 seconds minimum. You're looking at least maybe 15, especially if he spun and then spun again. So
yeah, he did. He did a good job to sort of keep it out of the wall, and then he unfortunately ended up in it. So, but a good top 5 for him and for the team. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely impressed. So it's good to have Mike get a good result. So we'll pump him up a little bit for the next few rounds.
Yeah. Alright, well thanks very much for your time, Dave. It's good to have you up here in the booth, and we'll see you next week at Phillip Island.
Thank you very much, and I'll catch us there. Make sure you bring at least 5 changes of clothes, because it's Melbourne, that it's about 4 different seasons in a day.
We've got 6 inches of snow, so at the moment, so anything will be a little bit warmer.
Oh, okay, so I'll wait till that I got a sunburn today at being at a racetrack.
Fair enough.
I was doing a little track day today, so I've been racing pretty much all day today. So gone from a little front-wheel drive car to a freaking rear-wheel drive.
You'd be knackered then, wouldn't you? Get some sleep.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Alright, mate, cheers.
Alright, thanks guys, have a great day. Bye.
We've just been joined by the leader in the Ready for Interview channel, so that's the winner even. So let's drag him up.
Yeah, I'll just quickly point out as well that both the GP260 and the ARL V8 series are at Phillip Island next week, so it should be some good racing in Australia.
Hello guys.
Hi Tobias.
Whew. This was a race I didn't expect to end like this.
Tell us a little bit of how it went today. You got a little bit bogged down at the start. Your teammate made his way through.
I think Trevor and I were competing who had the worst start. I know that Tommy is always great at starts, and I think I nearly blocked him a few times at Okayama or Oran Park, and now it went all good, and he could pass me. And I was looking to the right to see where Trevor is, and I was confused, and then I said, okay, follow Tommy.
Unfortunately for everybody else, I think Trevor's bad start was the cause of a gigantic crash at the start. You must be glad you were starting on the front row.
Yeah, I saw this in the replay afterwards, and
oh dear.
I didn't imagine that there had happened such a big crash, because Trevor was running on 4th or 5th position.
There were people stopping at the back, mate.
Yeah.
There were people having to slow to a halt.
Some were directly jumping into the pits and so on. Yeah. Maybe I will. I know how it is to start in the mid-pack when I'm driving on Monday with the Australian guys, but I've never been in such a massive accident.
We saw on board with you late on in the race. You're doing a lot of short shifting over the crests and the bumps. Is that the key really to? Is that the key to really getting a good lap out of this Zolder circuit?
Yeah, I think so. I'm using the shortest gear ratio available, and so driving in second through the chicanes, especially the first one, I think it's useless there. So when you go there over in third, it's much more easier to get a grip and go uphill. And the second chicane, I'm not sure, sometimes second, sometimes third. Yeah. And they actually never use the first gear, only for start. I heard that you were talking about it at Motegi, where you thought that some guys were running the first gear in the slow corners.
Yeah, Alex mentioned that, didn't you, last week?
Yeah, so I'm always I never use first during a race.
Just looking at the table, Tobias, you moved yourself up into third spot after that result today. Obviously 5 races, 5 top 5s, 3 victories, 478 points. Starting to look pretty good as far as the championships going.
Yeah, this looks really nice. I'm really surprised too that I can keep Trevor behind me, but I think he is more difficult problems during the races. When we remember what happened in the first race, what happened in the second, and now I always come through the races without such major incidents.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's working, and I'd like to know the secret, because I could do with some good, nice, clean races like that as well.
I don't know if I have a secret there. It's I think at the moment it's a little bit luck. This can change next season when maybe the cars are modified again, or I don't know. I try to keep enough room in the first laps for everybody, so that I'm not involved in some accidents. And after this, when the field is settled, I try to do my own laps. And I'm glad that there were a few risky situations this race. I think I had the feeling that someone was going backwards from the pit entry. When I was coming there, I saw there was a car nearly parking at the pit entry and coming closer to me. And another guy crashed his car in the after the hairpin, was standing 90 degree on the road. The guy in front of me, a left car, slowed down. I slowed down, and I didn't know what was going to happen, where I can overtake. And massive accidents in front of me, cars spinning away. It was so it was not a boring race, even though I had a big lead. But also congrats to Tommy to finish second. I was surprised that he couldn't follow me, because normally he's fast during the race when we see at Interlagos.
You will have to ask him actually, see how his preparation was, because I know he doesn't have too much time to prep always, so might have been a little bit shorter than normal this week. But yeah, it's looking good for the team championships as well. You guys, consistently banging in the good results. So guessing Nick will be back next week. So yeah, we'll see all you lads fighting for it. And I think Cedric got another top 10 as well. So it's looking good for the Lenovo Apex Racing team.
Yeah, it looks really good, but I think one point is also that there are, when 30 or 25 drivers starting, we have nearly 9 Lenovo cars on there. So yeah, we have the most cars as a team. So I think it's quite difficult, even for especially for Trevor, who's running a one-man team, doing the setup work and all the stuff alone, without anybody to contact and share setups or racing line informations and so on.
Indeed. We just one other question actually I've got for you. We saw you in the FW31 this week. How'd you get on with that?
Yeah, the F31. I think it will take a lot of time until I might jump in there in some official race, because it's really so fast. And I like slower race cars more, slower than Formula 1 cars. I mean, the V8 is not slow, but you can have greater battles with cars that are not that have not the need for so much aerodynamic grip, where you can't drive directly behind another guy because you lose downforce at the front. And with the V8, it's yeah, since it has nearly no downforce, it doesn't matter where you are driving.
So I guess
it allows more closer battles.
I guess a key car for you that you'll be looking out for is when something like the Honda Civic comes in and we have like a British touring car style championship open up.
Yeah, I have to try this, or maybe the roof will be awesome. But because I fear that the Honda might be too slow. I was also doing some practice laps this week with the McLaren, and it felt slower than the V8. I mean, I was not really faster here on Zolder. I did a few laps, and I was 1/10 faster than my fastest lap time with the V8. But it I know that it can go faster, but it feels slower. Sound is not so awesome. So I think I will stick to the V8 for a long time.
Well, I know for our point of view, we enjoy watching you compete each week. So that's just music to our ears. Congratulations again on a victory. We look forward to seeing you next week at Phillip Island.
Yep, and there we're doing endurance race, I think, where Phillip Island is not my favorite track. I know that I didn't knew the track before I started with iRacing. But I think it's quite fluent, and I think we will see a good racing there, and hopefully another few, or maybe all Lenovo guys in the top 10.
Right, well, thanks very much for your time, Tobias, and terrific win again today.
Yeah, thanks to you. Last words from my side again. I want to thank my sponsors Lenovo and the rest of the team. We are having always a great week preparing for the race, discussion about setups, meeting and practice sessions and so on, and it's really great. So I hope it goes on like this.
Excellent. Cheers, mate. Well done.
See you next week.
Okay, yes. Bye.
Right, we've just about got enough time for one last interview. The Tommy Kumper finished in second place. Let's just quickly drag him up.
I love as well, Alex, just quickly, how Tobias, he always plays down his achievements. You know, he's done very, very well today. I think he's done a terrific race, and going to be tough to beat.
Oh, indeed. Another driver who's had a terrific race joined us in the box. Welcome, Tommy.
Hey guys.
Tell us a little bit about your race today.
Oh, where to start?
The start would be in a good place. You got a good one.
Got a tremendous start though, mate. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that I got such a good start. I did about 2 practice starts before and didn't really get off the line that well, so I wasn't really expecting to be leading into turn 1. I know there's a bit of chaos behind. I actually thought I'd caused it at one point because I saw that Trevor was involved, so I didn't know if I'd like kind of forced him to take evasive action or something because I went up the middle. Turns out he just had a bad start and got hit by someone else.
It looked like he got on the gas too much too quickly.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, he didn't get a great. I think he saw you coming through. I mean, I can't speak for him obviously, but I think he saw you coming through and put a bit more gas on, didn't he, Alex? And he just sort of twitched a bit.
Yeah, he got his twitch on, and Tom was obviously there, and that caused Tom to have a massive moment. And
did he do that? Was it Brands Hatch? Trevor did that, or was it Virginia? It was one of those races last season, I think, that he did
that as well. Yeah.
That happened again. So, no, maybe a bit more. Needs to be a bit more conservative on the start, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, Tommy, so you got into the lead, first corner. with Tobias behind, you let him through. Did you let him through in the end?
Yeah, I kind of screwed that up a bit. I apologise to Tobias. I didn't really think I'd be in the lead, and Tobias was on another planet this race. So yeah, I let him through into that hairpin, but I kind of should have told him really. 'Cause I sort of braked a bit, and I think it took him by surprise. So yeah, I probably scared him quite a bit doing that. And then I was actually quite surprised that I could sort of keep up with him a little bit at the start of the first stint, but I think he was taking it easy. And then towards the end, just before the first pit stops, don't know whether the tyres were going off, but I was having a lot of trouble with locking up into a few of the turns. I was dropping back so much and had Richard right behind me.
We heard you mention it on the radio actually. It was only about 10 laps in, Alex, something like that. We wondered if you'd even make it to the pits. I think Tobias was the second lap quicker than you. Well, second quicker than you in qualifying this week. Do you think going to Phillip Island next week you'll be able to close that gap?
Do we not have a week off next week? Or was that the week after?
I think it's the week after, actually.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
So I'll just bring the schedule up very quickly.
We know it's the next race. We're just not sure when.
It is indeed, yeah. Phillip Island next week, and the break is the following week.
Okay.
Before Lime Rock Park. Oof.
Oh, dear me.
In the V8,
Chicane
no
or no
less.
chicane?
I know chicane.
Thought of that.
No chicane.
That's going to be
Great.
very
It's gonna be
interesting.
It's a struggle in even the smallest car.
Well, there we go. It should be interesting, that one.
I'm going to get my popcorn ready for that one, I tell you.
Get your steering wheel ready, mate.
That's what you should do. I've done that track in the F1 car, and your eyes are just on stalks. You have no clue what's going on. You've done a lap before you realise you've actually started it.
Isn't it about a 30-second lap in the F1 car, or a 40-second lap or something?
It's something like that.
Yeah, I remember it being about 40 seconds in the Indy car, so I'm guessing 30 seconds is probably going to be about right. That's just
Damn.
crazy.
But
You just don't want to hit a curb. Anyway.
back to your question about next week, if I can close the gap to Tobias. That if I can get anywhere near him, I'll be happy. I don't think I can. If I'm ahead of him, then I've done something amazing, because that boy's quick.
Do you think you've got much time this week to prepare and practice for next week? Cause,
Yeah, because I do a uni course down at the college. It follows the school half terms and stuff, so I got all of next week off. So.
Oh well, watch out for this man next week. Alright, so thanks for your time anyway, Tommy. Good race from yourself again today. Is there anybody you'd like to thank, or the team or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd better give a shout out to Lenovo for letting this happen, obviously, because Roma will have a go at me if I don't mention it. But yeah.
Is he draconian behind the scenes? Is he? Alex, we always thought Roma was just mild mannered. Does he must crack the whip a little bit?
That's it. We'll have to get on that Facebook page at some point. Read all the dirt.
Yeah, it's a great company, obviously, and they obviously give us a bit to race and obviously help us. I'd like to thank just all the team, because we, as I say every week, we come together and help each other with the setups, give each other tips of how to drive the track. Yeah.
Alright, well thanks very much again for your time, like I say, and good luck next week, and well done today.
Also thanks to you guys for putting up a good commentary and good stream.
No, thank you, mate.
See you guys.
Alright, cheers Tommy. Amazing, isn't it, Alex? You get both Tobias and Tommy into the booth, and they're both saying the other guy's ridiculously quick.
Indeed.
It's. I think they can really drive each other forward. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think so. Working together, that's going to be the main thing.
I think we've already seen we've already seen better things out of Tommy, haven't we, this year? I think since working with Lenovo.
Oh, I'm just watching this crash one last time. I think I think on that note, actually, we'll wrap the broadcast up and leave it at that. Oh, it's such a bad one. But certainly going to be the talk on the forum for the rest of the week, I think, while the guys get ready for Phillip Island. That's going to be a fantastic race, always is, endurance race. 70% fuel restrictions, so perhaps 2 or 3 pit stops, I think we'll see.
Yeah, and we hope a clean start next week. So, been a pleasure, Alex, and also Dean.
Yeah, I think he's just munching at the moment, so... Oh, he's back. Face stuffed.
2 chicken wings.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us in here as well, Dean. It's been
no problem.
It's been good.
All right.
Well, we've had a split apart race. It's still been very entertaining. Lots of different battles. So, as always, the ARL-TV V8 Supercar Series has delivered another cracking race.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks to everybody as well. We said during the race, thanks to Apex Racing League, iRacing, Pagnin Imports, Sim News Daily, Kimmage Roll Fencing, Lenovo, everybody who makes this series what it is. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have too. And from all of us covering from Zolder, goodbye. We'll see you at Phillip Island. Well, they will. I won't.
I can tell you about iRacing's precision-engineered cars. I can tell you about iRacing's authentically detailed tracks. I can tell you about iRacing's incredibly satisfying physics.
But what I can't tell you is what it's like to be part of this.